What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Elite DX channel. This is your man DX, and today we're going to be taking a look at a post on Reddit. The YouTuber True Story went over this post of a guy who came home early to his own home and found his wife hanging out with one of his friends. I will be giving my comments and experiences. So let's just crack it on open and see what's up with it.
My wife may be cheating. He starts off with, came home from a business trip early to find my wife entertaining an acquaintance. She prepared a meal and wine. Now is locked in the bedroom. What? Me, a 54-year-old man, and my wife, who's 55, had been married for 31 years. We live on the West Coast. 20 years ago, my company moved our little family, along with my 3 kids, from the East Coast. Over the years, I have taken no more responsibility, and I am currently a VP of West Coast operations. I latched onto the coattails of a man who became my mentor. When he was promoted to North American VP, I took his spot. He is now retiring. He has encouraged me to put my hat in the ring to replace him. If I get the position, it would mean moving back to the East Coast, where we grew up. We are well established where we are. We are involved in the community through the charitable works of my company's foundation and our own personal charities we work with. Our kids are grown and now scattered across the country. None live near us. Our weekends are usually full of events or traveling to see the kids' families. I discussed this with my wife. She has some issues with me getting the position. She is not sure she wants to uproot everything. The move would take us back to near our extended families. One of our kids would be about 200 miles away. This probably will be my last advancement in the company because at my age and position, now there is nowhere else to go. We have discussed this and came to the conclusion to do the interview as it won't hurt anything. My boss friend is pushing for me to do it. I know many of the board members as some come to the charity events we participate in. I also know the upper management quite well because of the years I have been there. I have to emphasize here again, my wife is having a hard time with this. I understand completely how she feels. So I went to the interviews this week, flew back east to HQ. Interviews went well. 3 other internal candidates, and they are looking outside the company also. I had to sell myself to them. They did not try to sell the position to me. So I know that I am not a sure thing here. Talked to the wife each night. She started crying that she did not want to keep me from this promotion. We would talk when I got back. I know she was emotional because of the move, but this was out of the norm for her. The last interview was Thursday. I was staying and flying back on Friday. I caught a flight back on Thursday to see what was up. I walked in the door about 9 p.m. She is on a couch with a guy, Sam, I know from some charity work. There's an empty bottle of wine. I asked what was going on. She said Sam stopped over to talk about an upcoming event. Having a drink with a guest is not unusual when I am there. I take my bag to the bedroom. The bed is unmade. We always make the bed every morning. It's a habit of accomplishing something every day. I walk back out and Sam is leaving. We say goodbye, then wife kisses me and was asking me, why am I home a day early? I walk past her in the kitchen, dishes on the table, pots on the stove. She made dinner. I was asking, what is going on here? Oh, I was cooking, so I was asking Sam to stay for dinner. My wife will seldom ever cook a full meal when I'm gone. She starts asking me again, why are you home so early? She is really nervous and visibly shaking. I told her I knew she was upset with the potential move and wanted to talk with her. I then told her I think you need to tell me what the heck is going on. She starts crying, hysterically, and blubbering something I could not understand. Now she is a bit tipsy from the wine, but I can see she is sobering up quick. She says nothing is going on. Why do you say that? I am usually pretty calm, but I lost it. It looks like you are screwing Sam. Do I have that right? She said to stop yelling and went to the bedroom and locked the door. So now it's Saturday. She only came out to grab something to eat while I was on the phone and ran back into the room. I was asking her to come out and talk. I promised not to yell. I know she is deflecting, trying to come up with a reasonable, explainable excuse. I'm praying there is a reasonable answer, but with her being locked up, I don't think so. My boss called me and said another round of interviews next week. I don't know whether to stay for the marriage or to continue the interviews. I already bailed on dinner tonight since she won't answer me through the door. I really have no one to bounce this off of. My eldest son and I are best buds, but I can't take this to him. Help me think straight.
Okay, so dude comes home a day early from a business trip, finds his wife on the couch talking to an acquaintance of his, and there they are drinking a bottle of wine together. Goes into the bedroom. The bed, which is usually made up, is not made up or messed up. He goes into the kitchen, and there's a meal on the stove and dishes on the table. He was unclear whether they actually ate already or were getting ready to eat. But lastly, 9 p.m. is pretty damn late for another man to be alone in your house with your woman. Now, what would I be thinking if I walked in on a scene like this?
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick.
And that's exactly how she would be treated from that day forward. Okay, so all of this combined, it's not conclusive proof because you didn't find them in the bed together, but it's some pretty damn strong circumstantial evidence. Now, if you were taken to trial on circumstantial evidence in criminal court, there is a chance that you could be convicted, depending on how strong that circumstantial evidence is. But let's back up a few steps. It sounds like this man, and I know he's 55 years old, but it sounds like he has been the primary breadwinner here for a long time. It sounds like he's been married for quite a while, and he's married to a woman who has a lot of time on her hands, and she's getting bored. And he seems to be doing very well at his corporation. He's climbing the corporate ladder. He's, progressing really good. So that means that he's not at home a lot. He's gone all the time for business. And that leaves her there alone. And as we know, women are addicted to drama. So he's not there to supply her drama fix or give her attention. And so what women end up doing in this situation is they start finding things to do. They start going out with people from work. They start going out with friends. They might start taking tennis lessons or going to the gym. And so that's how they end up banging Bob from accounting or Steve, the personal trainer, or Chad, the tennis instructor. I always say that women are like big children who never grew up. You guys know how when your kids are off school in the summer or on school break, and if you work at home, they're always coming up to you all day saying, "Mom or Dad, I'm bored." Well, women are like children in that way. They always have to be entertained or they get bored and go looking for something to do. And that always ends up being mostly things that are not good and end up causing drama and problems. And I just don't understand why a man would put himself in this position. Okay, so after he shows up at home unexpectedly and the guy leaves, then wifey starts acting very, very suspiciously, like asking him, why is he home early, asking him multiple times. And when he straight out comes out and confronts the wifey and says, "Hey, look, tell me what's going on," she, of course, does exactly what most women will do. She starts playing the victim and acting as if he's going to attack her and tells him to stop yelling, and she runs into the other room and locks the door. Okay, so far this is the standard textbook behavior of a woman who has something big to hide. And she's staying locked up in that room for 2 whole days, from Thursday to Saturday. I wonder what she's doing in there. I could guess right now and I'd probably be right. But whatever it is, it ain't good. And then what is he doing meanwhile? He's making the classic mistake of letting her turn the tables. He's acting just like a female. He don't even feel like eating dinner, all because of her drama. She's exhibiting male energy, and he's exhibiting female energy. Instead of being pissed off and ready to beat somebody's head in, he's out here trying to be peaceful and urge her to come out and talk and all that. See, she knows that she married a complete pussy and she doesn't respect him. And because of that, she knows that there's not going to be any negative consequences from him when it comes to her bad behavior. And that's why she didn't even think twice about entertaining another man up in his house when he's not there. So there's an update to this, and I'm sure it gets much, much worse. So let's go ahead and listen to this update.
Alright, update. My wife may be cheating. I just want to update what has transpired since the post yesterday. Shortly after I posted Saturday, I finally was able to get her to come out of the bedroom. She had me assure her that I would not yell. I said I just want to talk. So I went over everything I saw. The unmade bed, the dinner, the wine, Sam leaving right away. She was asking what was wrong with any of it. She did not make the bed that day. She was trying out a new recipe, had wine with dinner, and finished it after. Probably drank too much. Sam is a long-time bachelor. His wife passed away 7 years ago. He stays busy with some of the charities we work with. I just shook my head. I know what I was seeing, but she has an explanation for everything. I was asking why she would not open the door. She started with she was afraid of me. She knows that I have never laid a hand on anyone since the 8th grade, though. It's not me. I would rather talk things out or separate until everyone cools down. The other reason was she was not ready to tell me something else. Uh-oh. We have known of the position opening since April. He gave us the heads up, and shortly after notifying the board. The wife and I talked about it since then. She has expressed that she did not want to start life over again. She has a nice career. Her company does not have a branch back east. She would have to job hunt. I told her she could just not work, but feels that she would be unfulfilled. She really thinks I will get the promotion because of my boss. I told her over and over that it is not final until the board votes on a candidate. So she has decided that she would rather divorce than move. Wow. She just wasn't ready for me to come home early. She didn't know how to tell me. She knew it would crush me. We have a very solid marriage up to now. We do not put on a show for others since we are in public so much. Sex is still good, though has diminished in frequency as we have aged. We both initiate. We are very much each other's best friend. She was right. I am crushed. I was asking what was her plan if I don't get the job. Her answer was everything stays the same then. I called my lawyer. We are friends also. Me calling on the weekend is not an infringement into his personal time. After pleasantries, he listens to me until I mention potential divorce. He stopped me there. He said, I cannot present you. The wife has already hired him. Whoa. I was asking if he knew someone else. He said he will send me a list of names from the other firms. He told me he will not personally handle the divorce. He will hand it over to another associate in the firm. I still have an uneasy feeling on what I saw, so I took a couple of commenters' suggestions. I called Sam. I explained to him very calmly that the wife and I talked. Now I want to hear from him. He gave me the same story word for word, like it was rehearsed. Then I got a hold of the wife's phone. It was scrubbed clean, only messages from Saturday night and today. I guess I am getting divorced anyways. Why should it matter? But it does. Dang, that's what she was doing in that room. A few years ago, I was off work for a couple months due to some medical issues. I had the company install an office in my home. I took one of the kids' old rooms and made a home office. I had a couple of the IT guys come over and get me set up. At the time, it was better than my office at work. So I called one of the guys to ask if you can retrieve erased messages and call logs that were deleted from a Samsung S10. He said that's easy. Google it. I was asking him if he could walk me through it. So after a bit, we had most of the records restored. I searched the phone and found lots of calls to one number. I don't know who, a few months ago. I found Sam's number in there. A lot of calls recently. Checked the text messages. Nothing overly sexual, but certainly not charity related. Lots of meetup plans. As I am finishing, the wife knocks on the door as I locked myself in. She was asking if I seen her phone. I opened the door and said, "Yeah, I have it. I fixed it." She was asking what I meant. I told her that I saw her call logs and messages were deleted, so I restored them. Her mouth dropped open. She stuttered. "You went through my phone?" She snatched the phone and stormed away. I called after her. "We need to talk some more." She went out the door, and I have not seen or heard from her all day. So Monday, I need to call the lawyer. I have already been through bank records. No money has been moved around. I printed balances as of today. I now need to call my kids. She is my life, my partner. Now she would be gone. I feel like when my parents died. How can I go to such a position without her by my side? Edit. Through this all, she is maintaining there is no cheating. She keeps saying that it may look like it, but she would never do that to me.
So after 2 days, she decides to come out of the room and try to explain herself. So she comes up with all these rationalizations and excuses for what dude walked in on. "Oh, well, I know that I make the bed up every single day, but that day I just decided not to make the bed up. That's why it was messed up. And, I had a new recipe I wanted to try out, and coincidentally, Sam just happened to come by on that very day. And so I asked him if he wanted to just stay for dinner, and then I had wine with the dinner, and we just drank too much." You would have to be a complete idiot to believe any of that. The guy writing the post is not a complete idiot, but he is clueless. And now he's devastated and confused and trying to figure out why she would do such a thing and why it doesn't appear to be, as he thought it was, that she was his best friend. Well, just one clue: women who you are romantically involved with do not have the capacity nor the desire to be your best friend. But they may lie to you and tell you that they are. In any event, all of this leads the writer of this post to start playing amateur forensics detective with the wifey's phone. And so then we find out what she was actually doing in that room for those 2 days. She was scrubbing all the communication off of her phone of this guy and anybody else she cheated with. She was covering her tracks. She was probably texting people and calling people, letting them know that if you get suspicious and call them or text them, don't tell you anything so you won't be any wiser. And also, she was getting her story together with Sneaky Sam, the guy you busted her with, so that if you asked him anything, he would basically corroborate her story and that you would never figure it out. But the real cold part of the game is, while she was doing all of that, at the same time, she was plotting behind your back to divorce you and hiring a lawyer, your friend the lawyer. So the bottom line is, your wife was already planning to divorce you and move on, and you walked in on her kicking it with your replacement. And Sam has been tapping that booty. Facts. And they've been getting it in for a while. Sam is a low-down son of a... But hey, don't hate the player, kill the game. That's what I'm saying. And you messed up her plans because you found out way too early. So then she had to change strategies and go ahead and speed up this divorce thing. So amazingly, after all of this drama of being busted in the act and all this drama of her finding out that you know about her text messages and calls and everything that were on her phone, her answer to all of that is to grab the phone and flee the situation and leave you with a bunch of questions. Now, does that sound like somebody who loves you, respects you, and is your best friend? I'll let you tell it. So what exactly do you do when a woman who you're dating, living with, or are married to decides that she no longer wants to be with you and that she's going to leave you? Well, I'll let Willie D of the Geto Boys tell you like this.
If a hoe won't I let her stank your ass go. Cause I'ma let a hoe be a hoe.
That's right. No more talk. Shout out to my man Willie D. And that's gonna do it for this video for today. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and smash that like button and share this video on social media. Any platform you would like to is all good. If you just found my channel, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. If you believe you have already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and verify that and make sure that you are subscribed. And lastly, leave me some comments down below. I like to hear from you guys. It gives me inspiration. Specifically, tell me what you think about this story here. And also, let me know if you have ever dealt with any type of situation like this. And I'll catch y'all somewhere in the mix, okay? Until next time, this is your man DX, and I am out.